friends. Welcome back to the Uncommon Sense podcast. We're going to move now into our audience Q&A time. A reminder, this is not a live show, and so that there are two ways that you can send your questions to us to be answered on a future show. The first is to send us your questions via one of our social media platforms, direct message us on there, and we will respond quickly and get those into our show. Also, you can send an email to uncommonsensepc@gmail.com. Send your questions there. We will also answer those and put them into a future show. Today's questions were asked, all three of them were asked by our friend Ryan from Wabash, and I will give Michael the first question. All right, Michael, the first question is this. With both of you being committed Christians and active in your local church, what do you think is the worst worship song that churches have sung during your lifetime?
Oh, wow. I think, and I'm going to base this solely off of it being overplayed.
Okay.
Oceans. When that came out, every church everywhere played that song, and they played it like every week. It was all over the radio. Don't get me started on K-Love. Mm-hmm. Oceans.
Okay, I didn't ask that question, though. I asked what is the worst, not what is the most overplayed to the point where it drove you crazy. What is the worst?
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm. Please say Days of Elijah.
What's it called? I actually don't know this. What's it called where there's like men's part, women's part?
You are holy.
Like, yeah, and then what's that called? Is that like when there's like a chorus or
around?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't.
I don't like those.
You don't like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those weird me out because when you're not singing, when it's not your part, you're just standing there like, what do I do?
Okay.
And then when it is your part, all the girls are watching all the guys sing, and guys aren't necessarily very good at singing, and now you feel embarrassed at church when you're supposed to be worshiping God. I just think it's very distracting.
Guys aren't good at singing. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna.
You asked for a more in-depth answer. Okay. That's what you get.
I am going to disagree with you. I am going to pick Christine DeMarco's "It Is Well."
Hold on.
Yes.
Bethel.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
It is.
It's your opinion.
It is. It is my opinion, and I'll tell you why too. As we've said before, and we'll say again, I am an old man, and so I do love hymns, and I love classic hymns. And so the medley updated version of It Is Well drives me crazy because it is a beautifully poignant song that has a wonderful story behind it.
Here comes the history.
Yes, it's a beautiful story, and I'm not going to tell you because look it up. It's beautiful.
Also, Horatio Spafford was a heretic, so let's study that a little bit too. No. He dabbled in universalism, but that's a different story.
That's a different story. Okay. The song itself is beautiful, and it doesn't need updated. Why we think we need to update it, I don't know. It's beautiful as is.
Andy's just a hater of the Bethel Church movement.
That's what this
clearly, that's what I was going for. Clearly.
All right, let's move on. Andy, you're going to field the second one.
All
right. This is also from Ryan. He says, if I invited you to a record spinning party, what records would you want played?
Okay. I am a classic rock guy myself. I'm also, again, the oldest one here. So basically anything from some time ago I'm going to love. And so if I had to pick my favorite, it's actually not going to be my favorite band, but it's one of my favorite records. It would be Fleetwood Mac's Rumors. I love Fleetwood Mac. I love any of the. I mean, take your pick on any song on that.
Are you a fan of
love to listen to Stevie.
Any band with a city
hours.
as its name?
Let's see.
Boston.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with making that generalization. Okay. So
there's actually people that I know that are like, I can't stand any band that has a city for a name. And I'm like, those are some of the best bands.
Give me another one besides Boston.
Boston, there is...
Kansas is a state, but it kind of gets lumped in there.
Kansas. America is a band, but that's an entire country.
That's an entire country. That's true.
What are some of the other ones?
Asia, so now we're up to the continent level.
Heat of the Moment, great song.
Heat of the Moment, great song. So
what was the question that I answered?
Yeah, we've
records at a party.
If he invited you to a record spinning party, what would you want played?
I would take the soundtrack, which I'm pretty sure is actually on vinyl, of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wonderful.
It is on vinyl.
Is it on vinyl?
It is on vinyl, and that is an excellent choice.
It's such a good
That is an excellent choice. You'll get no argument from me.
Hard to argue with either one of those answers. Let's move on now to our final question. All right.
Okay.
This is going to you first.
Me first?
Yeah. If you had to eat at one fast food restaurant for the rest of your life, what would it be? Now, this is an important caveat. This is not necessarily your favorite fast food restaurant. This is the place you could eat over and over and over again for the rest of your life.
I'm going to go with Chick-fil-A.
Why?
A couple reasons. One, I do enjoy it.
Fair.
I also think they have pretty good options as far, you can get salads and you can get chicken. That's about it.
It's literally manna from heaven.
Yeah. So I guess there's not much variety at Chick-fil-A, but I like it and I could eat it a lot. Have you ever had their chicken minis for breakfast?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have.
That is, it does not get better than that for breakfast. I don't care what you say about McDonald's breakfast.
It does get better than that for breakfast, but I don't like breakfast for fast food because I like biscuits and gravy. So, but as
Chick-fil-A
far
is mine too.
I will grant you the fries at Chick-fil-A because they're glorious. But for me, I'm a Burger King guy. I'm a cattle farmer, so
I'm going to get pushback from him on this.
Well, no, sure. We've been to Burger King more times than I care to count. But
I have to wait 40 minutes a pop at Burger King over and over and over and over again. And there's never anybody in line.
Are you bitter?
I could be the only person in the drive-thru at Burger King with McDonald's packed to the road across the street or wherever it is. I'm thinking Wabash, for example. It's packed out all the way. Burger King has one car in the drive-thru, and nobody will wait on me in the first 15 minutes of my time there.
He texted a friend of ours.
He's not bitter at all.
We have a group chat. He texted us one time. He was literally in the Burger King drive-thru for like 20 minutes, and no one had even asked what he wanted.
Without service!
Okay, that's not what we're talking about.
Ridiculousness!
We're talking about food. If I'm going to have to be stuck somewhere, I want it to be where I can get a hamburger.
You know how quick I get through the Chick-fil-A line? 3 minutes.
You know what Chick-fil-A doesn't have? Whoppers.
Exactly. They have chicken.
And so does Burger King.
Chicken minis. And lemonade. Hand squeezed lemonade.
Who cares who did what to the lemonade?
And customer service in the first 45 minutes.
They love Jesus.
Oh, for pity's sake.
It's literally manna from heaven.
Okay.
For the first time in the history of the Uncommon Sense podcast, we are awarding a winner of a segment, and it's based entirely off that answer itself. Michael wins the segment. Stay tuned. We're going to come back. Andy will have a fireside chat right here on the Uncommon Sense podcast.